Hi, it's Paul here from InterAcct Software. Today we're going to be doing our Superstream through the new payroll system, and today we're going to be using the OZEDI connection, which is our integrated connection. I'll go through the same sort of things as I did in the previous video, which I went through and showed you the how to pay the employees as well, and then I'll go through that Superstream option. So I've got it up to a stage where I've entered in the employee's details. We can go and recalculate the tax and super here as well, but I'm going to skip by that for the moment, or do it for the first time anyway when we go through these options as well. Let's go through the pay employees and just see what's different under this area now. As you can see, the screen has changed quite a bit here. They've got the regular types of payments across the bottom here, but this is the new area that I wanted to show you. Go through the employee list, see what's unpaid, and create a batch for them, and then you can confirm that batch. Now, there is an option here to go into the online banking for your particular bank. Anyway, let's go through this little quick process. So it's a lot quicker than the previous version that I would recommend, was that auto EFT, saying how much we're going to pay. Say yes, we're going to create a batch. You can have a look at it under here, ready to send, and then if you have a look, we can see who's getting paid what. We don't have to have a look at it. If you know what it's going to be, then that's fine. You can see up here what the total amount to pay and how much has been paid as well. And then we just confirm the batch, does its thing, and that should be it. Now, it hasn't refreshed on the screen, but let's just come out and come back in and see if it has. Okay, so it has refreshed, and when you come back, you can see the last EFT reference here, and you can pop straight back into that reference if you're wanting to, for instance, create the ABA file and things like that. You can do that as well if that's how you paid it. But I recommend just using that particular method to do your payments for your employees now. So we're going to have a look at the Superstream. It works quite similar to the pay employees that we just did. So we pop into here. It's going to ask us for our details. I should really get this just to default to myself. We're going to be using, as I mentioned before, the OZEDI, which is our integrated connection. I'm just going to change ourselves just to be in test mode for the moment. I don't really need to send some data through. SAFF file is fine. This is important to make sure this is correct. Pay provider. You have got a number of options here. So one of them is Zepto, and with a pay to agreement. So you've set up underneath OZEDI that you're going to set up a pay to agreement that sends a request through to your bank, and then your bank on your bank side you have this option to be able to approve a pay to agreement that's been requested, and you're basically setting what the rules are of how much money could be taken out by this payment. So Zepto's works in the same sort of speed as the OSCO type transactions that you're probably used to seeing. The other option is using Zepto and transferring to OZEDI, and then they will send it on. Now you can use that option if your bank doesn't have pay to agreements. But again, this is really needs to be set up the same as what's under your OZEDI dashboard that you've set up when you've set up that. There is another option for Amex. There's reward payments via Amex, and you can also do what's called manual payments. So what that means is that instead of OZEDI making the payment, the information from OZEDI, which is creating the actual request to send the payment, and they will create a document ready to be able to send to the super companies, and they will send you back references that are individual and particular for each super company that you need to pay to. So with that in InterAcct, they will come back and you'll create a ABA file ready to pay, and you'll then use your internet banking to actually pay that. That's what a manual payment looks like. I won't go through that in this video. I'm doing the quick version, the Zepto payment with a pay to agreement, which is well, either one of these two is just as quick. This is the one that I've used because I can do a pay to agreement with my bank. The other option at the bottom here, use the payment types per super company. I probably wouldn't recommend you will ever use, especially if you're using OZEDI, using the information of what's set up under the each individual super company. I doubt you're going to use that, but I had it there as an option. The main two ones are probably the Zepto ones, possibly the manual payment, but these ones are the easiest ones to do. So I'm just going to select that for now. I've set it up for that on my dashboard side. So let's have a look at the options, what we're going to go through after. We're going to select this button here for the Superstream file, and basically we're going to send it. It's going to open up what's called IA Forge, which is our new program that's going to replace eventually CV Super, CV High Run, which is our report generators. But for the moment, it's just going to be creating a report for this. And that is got a tool in there that can connect to OZEDI for the Superstream. It will bring up a list of a history, and each of those items on your history are the pay batches that you're creating for the Superstream. So from there, it will tell you that it's ready to be paid. You can check the data, check the amounts if you want, but essentially all we're going to be doing is selecting that it's paid, and that's it. That's as easy as it's going to be. So let's run through that process now. So it's going to pop up a window like this. It's going to tell you that you've got 2 employees that are ready to pay. Similar sort of look to how a super report would run. It's quite a lot in this. Well, it's going to be quite a lot in this function later on, but for now, this is all we're doing with it. And it's same sort of thing as before. It's going to say, "Are you ready?" So we'll say yes to that. And it does its thing. Now, this is a little bit off the screen, actually, unfortunately, but down the bottom here, it's basically saying, here's my details, and down the bottom, it's got an option to upload the file that we've just sent, so I'll just do that. There's our file that we've just created for $312.72. We can have a look at the details. You can click this and have a look at which super funds are going to be paid. But if you're happy with that, you can just push pay, and that's it. So it says payment and process. It won't take long for it to come back to say it's complete, but that's now all sent. So you don't need to do anything more than that. It's all been processed from just those couple of clicks. You can have a look at the history. If there is any problems or errors, that you do have an option to see, whether you've got your funds not set up properly or something like that. This program, IA Forge, needs to be installed on each workstation that needs this access. It is a separate program. All right, so from here now, we can just close it down. If I come back to it later, I can reopen it if I want to. It's using this open superannuation. And it will pop open, and there we go, it's already done. So upload is sent success, and that's all you want to see there. So it's now been processed. We could have sat there and refreshed it as well as the other option, but I just wanted to show you that's how you can get back into it with that button there. The dashboard's useful to get back into the OZEDI dashboard. Looks a bit like that, and you can connect in if you need to buy more credits or anything like that for sending the data. So the other thing you can have a look at is the payment batch, and under here you can see that it's successful, it's gone through, it's for 2 employees. If you want to pop in a bit deeper, you can see what it related to. If you made changes to your payroll and then you needed to, say for instance, post more super, that's where this really is really good, because you can then just create another batch by hitting that button again. That's really all I wanted to cover in this video. It's mainly just trying to show you those new features with the pay employees, and also how the OZEDI Superstream payment will work. Have a great day. Bye.